I shall now mention some peculiarities of getting extremely good target tracking in an FPS game, especially with this funny mouse that lets you move your cursor around really fucking fast. For anyone paying very close attention, and I do mean very close attention, you may notice that I actually jiggle a little all the time while tracking. The reason for that is rather simple, and that is the peculiarity that I would like to point out right now. As I kept grinding, I found myself getting better and better, and suddenly an epiphany struck me. You know, the classic light bulb moment, except it wasn't a light bulb and it wasn't pleasant. What struck me is that I just perfectly tracked a target for 2 seconds. What does that do? Well, your casual aimbotter may tell you that it does nothing, but it does actually do something if you're the one doing it. Which is that if you perfectly track a target for 2 seconds, you look at the screen and you finally notice, nothing's moving. So where the fuck do we go next? Yeah, that happens. And then you become confused for 5 to 30 seconds by that experience. And that's not good, because you don't want to be stunned for 15 seconds and essentially just choke your ass out for that long, because the show must go on, isn't that right? So what do we do to avoid that? Ah yes, we insert little jiggles into our aim. What that does is that it makes us slightly less accurate. I might miss a total of 3% more by doing this. However, in so doing, I avoid perfectly tracking a target, which sounds counterproductive, but remember what I just said. If you do perfect tracking for a couple of seconds, your mind gets utterly confused as to what the hell to do next, and it takes a while to get out of there. And so the peculiarity ends up being, once you become good enough at target tracking in a classic FPS, a la Quake, as opposed to one where the viewport is split away from the crosshair where you shoot, perhaps slightly delayed, such that a moving target will never be frozen on your screen while you're perfectly tracking it. But yes, the closer you get to perfect tracking in a classic FPS game, the more you actually have to avoid doing that, because doing so ends up being disastrous. It breaks the flow. And so you get these micro jiggles in your aim to address that problem. How strange. Yes, I found that odd enough to make a very little short rant about it. May you have a good time out there. Choke, choke, choke. Yeah, the camera is always bad.